today to talk about my first trimester of pregnancy. I waited to tell you guys that I was pregnant until last week, so I was 11 weeks. Yesterday I turned 12 weeks, so today I'm 12 weeks and 1 day pregnant. And I just wanted to go ahead and go over all the symptoms I've had for the first trimester, since that's mainly when you have a lot of symptoms and kind of like the crappy symptoms. And then I'm going to go over what I want to do with my channel as far as the pregnancy goes. I really want to do weekly updates for you guys, how I'm feeling, what I've been doing, as well as pictures and shots of my belly. So I want to do that. Oh my gosh, heck. Okay, the camera almost just fell. Hopefully it's good where it is. Anyway, so I really want to do updates for you guys with that. Weekly updates sound really daunting, especially because I already do videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So one of those days, probably Wednesday, would be the updates. So that means I would really only have 2 other days for other videos for you guys. So I haven't decided quite what I'm going to do. Sometimes I might do 2 weeks in one update, just because if there isn't much going on or I feel like my belly hasn't grown too much, then I might just combine 2 weeks. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start at the beginning. I found out that I was pregnant around 4 weeks. I think I was 4 weeks and 3 days. And right away I kind of felt crappy, but now thinking back to it, it was probably just my mind, like, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm supposed to not feel good. When I was pregnant with Jane, my first pregnancy, I didn't start getting symptoms until around week 6. So I kind of assumed that that would be the same thing this time around. And it actually was. I started to feel just super tired, which has been like my main symptom besides indigestion. I had horrible digestion from about week 6 to about week 10.5 to 11. It's just now starting to go away. It didn't matter what I ate. I read, you know, if you eat a lot of fried food or spicy food or just like junk, that can cause indigestion, and try to eat a little healthier. It didn't matter what I ate. I got indigestion. I tried Tums. I tried whatever the liquid stuff is. Nothing really worked. And it was just very, very miserable. So it made it seem like I had afternoon sickness. Kind of feel bad for Chris, because every day he would get home I would feel really crappy, but in the beginning of the day I would feel fine. So the morning time would come, I would feel fine, and then the more I ate throughout the day, I would feel more and more sick. The indigestion was just making me feel really sick. The problem was, if it were up to me, I would not have eaten. I would have just ate, you know, crackers and broth or something like that. But if I didn't eat anything or I had an empty stomach, I would feel really, really sick. And when I would get an empty stomach, it would be all the time, and out of nowhere, bam, I feel like I haven't eaten in days. It would be like I would go from feeling fine to all of a sudden I'm starving and I have to eat right now because I feel nauseous. And of course, most of the time when you feel nauseous, you don't want to eat. So then it's like really hard to put food in your mouth because you're not feeling good, but you know that you need to eat something because that's why you're nauseous. So it was just like this vicious cycle, and then I would eat and then I would get the indigestion. So it was like I couldn't do anything. I had to eat or else I'd feel like I was going to throw up. But then after I eat, I would get the indigestion. It was just really, really miserable and awful. I actually never threw up. When I was pregnant with Jane, I only threw up 1 time. But I just felt icky. I mean, you can tell. I mean, I was just super tired, no energy whatsoever, and indigestion was making me miserable. So that's pretty much how week 6 to 11 went. I actually, this might be TMI, but I had pretty bad diarrhea from about week 5 to 8 maybe. Actually, it wasn't pretty bad. It was just once a day instead of my regular bowel movement, which I didn't have with Jane, so it was a little bit concerning. But then that went away, so I guess I read sometimes that that can happen. Instead of throwing up, it just comes out the other end. I know, again, TMI, sorry. But so that wasn't very fun, and besides that, I didn't really have any other symptoms that I can think of. Starting on week 11, last week, I started having really, really, really bad back pain, lower back pain. And I don't remember having that with Jane. I remember it at the end, you know, when your belly is really big, it can put a strain on your lower back. But I never had it this early last time. It's gotten better this week. So I'm thinking maybe I just did something to it. Maybe it has nothing to do with the pregnancy. But I don't know. So that was kind of bad, trying to take care of Jane and everything when my back was hurting. So that brings me to my next point. When I was pregnant with Jane, I wasn't working and I didn't have any other kids. I wasn't working because we had just moved to Texas the month before and I didn't get a job yet. And then once I became pregnant, I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. So I didn't work throughout the pregnancy at all. And it was very nice to just be able to relax, especially in the first trimester when you're really tired. I just remember sitting on the couch pretty much all day. So this time around was dramatically different with having to take care of Jane all day. She doesn't do any mommy's day out or anything like that. It's just me and her every day. So it was pretty hard, just being tired. The main thing that really made me upset was that I was so tired that I could hardly do anything, and then I would just feel bad. So before I became pregnant, before I lost all my energy, I would try to get out of the house at least once a day, whether to the playground or running errands or to the bookstore or something. We do have her weekly gymnastics class that we still do as well. But as soon as my energy went away, we have not really done anything at all. We haven't gone to the playground. We do have a little playground set in our backyard that we still play on. But a lot of days was just us sitting around watching TV or me laying on the ground while she played. I had tried my best. I was just so tired, which probably explains the lack of videos or the lack of quality of videos or the lack of what I look like, because I didn't even have energy to do my makeup or anything like that either. So now it kind of sounds like I'm starting to complain, but I just felt bad for Jane. I felt bad that I really couldn't do anything, but I tried to keep in the back of my head that hopefully the energy part would come back like it did in my first pregnancy, and for the second trimester we can get up and go do things. So now that I'm at week 12, I have been feeling a lot better. The indigestion is pretty much all gone. Like I said, my back hasn't really been hurting this week. I'm still super tired. I cannot get over how tired I am. We do have a lot going on in our lives. We're trying to pack, to move. We have a lot going on with the holidays. Halloween is next week. Then we have Thanksgiving. Then we have Christmas. We have Jane's birthday. Just a lot going on that I think is kind of stressing me out, which is also kind of making me tired. So I'm trying to take one day at a time. If I have energy, I try to use it up packing or cleaning. And then if I don't have energy, I try not to get down on myself too much, and I try to just sit down and relax and rest a little bit, because there's no point in pushing myself. But I think that's it as far as symptoms. I've been taking belly pictures since week 5, I think, so I'll insert those at the end of the video for you guys. And then, like I said, from here on out, I will be doing hopefully weekly updates for you guys with a belly shot as well, and I'll also do one here. I'm trying to think of any other symptoms or anything else that was going on. I did get to do one ultrasound so far, and it was at week 7, so the baby was just a little tiny dot. It's not even worth showing you guys the picture because you could hardly see it. And then at my 11-week appointment, they just used a little Doppler on top of my belly to hear the heartbeat, so I didn't get to see the baby then either. I think with Jane, I got to see her a few more times than I will this pregnancy, but that's okay. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, I am almost positive that this pregnancy I'm having a boy. And the only reason why I think that is because my symptoms are pretty much opposite. I know I've kind of gone over the symptoms that I've had the same so far in this video, but I had really strong sense of smell with Jane. Everything smelled to me. I could pick up smells from like 2 doors down, what they were cooking. I couldn't have Chris cook any meat. I was like having food aversions to any sort of meat, Mexican food, all that. I haven't had any food aversions at all this pregnancy, and my sense of smell is not heightened whatsoever. A few times here and there I've been like, that smells strong. I wonder if that's the pregnancy, but I don't think it is. So I remember that being really bad in the first trimester with Jane. So I'm kind of glad that I don't have that this time, or didn't have that this time. As well as I broke out really bad on my neck in the first trimester with Jane, and I haven't really broke out at all during this pregnancy. So just those 2 things alone make me think that it's a boy. I know all pregnancies are different, so I could be totally wrong, but I'm just going to stick with boy. We will see. I'm actually going to do an old wives' tale gender video for you guys, and go by all the wives' tales and tell you what is predicted for me, or for this baby. And then when we find out, obviously I'll share with you guys. We are going to find out if it's a boy or girl. There's no way that we could wait until the day that the baby's born. We just can't do that. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to show you guys my belly, and then like I said, I'll insert clips of the pictures I've taken so far since week 5. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you guys can see my belly here. This is week 12. Oh, and I think that my belly is growing about the same. At first I thought it was a lot smaller, but this past week it's kind of popped out. I only have pictures of the pregnancy with Jane. I don't have any video of my belly, so I only have pictures to compare, and it seems like it's been about the same. I know usually on your second pregnancy your belly pops out quicker, but like I said, this week it's kind of popped out, so maybe it's gonna grow really fast from now on. We'll see. So here is my belly with my shirt on. It's kind of sticking out there. Usually my stomach's pretty flat, so this is pretty big, and then this is with my shirt up. And I didn't get any stretch marks with Jane, so we will see what happens this time around. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for week 13 next week, and then hopefully weekly updates from there on out. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Like the video if you liked it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.